This episode of the Cowboy Cut is sponsored by Jolene Sydney. Are you headed to the Lainey Wilson concert on February 16th at the Quodos Bank Arena? Because I know I am. Jolene Sydney is offering an express shuttle bus from the bar to the arena on the night of the concert. For the low price of $20, the bus will pick you up from the bar at 6 p.m. and take those sweet, sweet bus lanes all the way to Olympic Park for an arrival time of 6:30. This is so great because there will be literally 0 direct trains running from Central Station to Olympic Park, so avoid having to swap trains altogether. Get that one-way bus ticket from Jolene Sydney today. Go ahead and click the link in the description to snag those tickets, and be sure to get them quick because there is a limited amount. Get them while you still can. And for your entertainment at the bar before the bus picks you up, we're going to be having musician Amy Solio playing until 6 p.m., so be sure to stop by early, grab a drink, and get excited for the concert with your friends. Again, you can grab these tickets at the link in the description or on the Jolene's website. I will be there too from start to finish, and I look forward to seeing y'all on the bus. Now enjoy this episode with Carter Faith. Hey everybody, my name is Liv and welcome to the Cowboy Cut. Today I am joined by one of the brightest stars coming out of Nashville, Tennessee, Miss Carter Faith. Her recently released debut album, Cherry Valley, details her time in Nashville from the bright lights to the heartaches, all the way through to her breakout success. She currently has 2 songs on the Australian country radio airplay chart. We have Bar Star at number 3, and then we have the new single, Betty, currently at 27 and climbing. Carter, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. How does it feel to have your music, your art, touching the hearts of people all the way in Australia?
It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm from like a tiny little town in North Carolina, so coming to Australia all is crazy, and then having my music kind of hit over here is just so exciting. I'm so grateful.
That is so cool. I've never been to North Carolina. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
It's beautiful. I miss it. I live in Tennessee now, which is also beautiful, but North Carolina's on the coast, so I miss the beach a lot, which is why it's cool to be in Sydney.
Do you find yourself like drawing from your upbringing in North Carolina in your music a lot?
I think so. I think for me, I grew up kind of in between the mountains and the beach. So I have like that Appalachian side a little bit, and then more the coastal side, which is cool to me. Even like I love the West Coast even though I'm from the East Coast. So both of those influences I feel like are in my music, and there's a lot of like iconic Carolina artists like Eric Church, who I love so much.
Yeah, you mentioned him in one of the songs on Cherry Valley, is that right?
Yes.
Which track is that one
It's called So I Sing.
That's right, yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, he's really wonderful, hey. How does you, coming from North Carolina, is there a specific sound of country music that comes out of North Carolina, would you say?
I don't know if there's a specific sound, because like some states, like I feel like Alabama is having a huge moment right now. But I think in the Carolinas, like the Southern rock thing is a really big sound, and so like Eric Church totally has that. So I like to incorporate that even in my like live shows. It's very rockin'.
Yeah, that is so cool. I also have a couple of your influences noted here. Tammy Wynette and Nancy Sinatra. Yes. I had never heard of either of these women, but I Googled them and I was like, oh my goodness, I totally see how those influences manifest. Can you tell me about these women?
Yes, I mean, Nancy Sinatra, she's Frank Sinatra's daughter, and she was just like a huge artist in the 60s. I love her like feminine lyrics. I don't know, I feel like she's such a badass, but it's still super feminine, which I love to walk that line because I feel like a lot of women are that. And then Tammy was a big country superstar, married to George Jones for a while, and I just thought her songwriting was always so special and her voice was so unique, so I just always loved listening to them growing up. I listened to a lot of retro music, I feel.
And I totally see a ton of these retro influences in your music and your image. How do you add that modern flair to it?
I think just, again, like influences that I found on my own. Like I was just talking to someone about Tumblr, but I loved Tumblr in middle school, so I feel like that era for me was a lot of Lana Del Rey and Lorde and Halsey. So maybe I feel like my modernization is in the lyrics, like the lyrical content, and the way, you just talk as a 25-year-old girl in 2025.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's such like richness in the drama of specifically Cherry Valley.
Yes.
And that is so Lana coded and Lord.
I mean, the queen.
Yeah,
Yes.
naturally. Oh, that is so cool. So you're from North Carolina, but you currently live in Nashville.
Yes.
What was it like making that decision? Where were you?
Gosh, I mean, you're in school, like, deciding where to go to school is so scary, especially if you're me, like, from a small town. I grew up with the same people my entire life. So everyone usually goes to school in the Carolinas for college, and I just never wanted that, but I didn't know how I was going to get out. And so when I started writing songs at 16, it wasn't really even in my head that I would go try to do it as a job or even for school. But when that came time, I was like, this is like the only thing I know how to do or want to do. So I definitely made that jump and then got there and was like, what the fuck did I just do? I'm so scared. But yeah, I'm glad for my naivete. I don't know how to say that.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yes. So what were some of your first musical experiences when you first moved to Nashville?
Yeah, I feel like a big thing in Nashville, I don't know if you guys have this, but we have writers' rounds.
Yeah.
So a bunch of songwriters sit there with their guitar, their keyboard, and play their songs. And so I did so many of those shows as I was, learning to write songs in Nashville. I had written songs by myself in North Carolina, but it's a totally different game when you get to Nashville. So I feel like doing those writing rounds really helped me learn what people attached to and what was unique about me, and I don't know, what people connected with, I guess.
Was there a specific moment or lesson in one of these writers' rounds that stuck with you early on?
Yes, there's this place called the Listening Room in Nashville, which I always tell people to go there when they come to Nashville. It's just a good first time spot, because so many new songwriters play there and are so hungry, and it's really fun. But I think a big moment for me there was I was listening to someone sing a song, and it was kind of humorous, and people laughed, and I liked that because all my songs at that point had been very emotional, like breakup songs, but I love to make people laugh, and I was like, I love that you can put humor in a song. And so I tried to start doing that because I think there's a part of country music that's humorous and comedic and satirical, so I liked learning about that and being like, oh, I can do that too.
Absolutely. And the move to Nashville and kind of almost uprooting yourself to follow your dream, does that narrative influence? I mean, it surely must influence how you write today.
Totally. I think, my version of doing something scary is moving from my hometown into this big city and into this big pond of huge fish. But everyone has those experiences in their life where they do something really scary that they're not probably prepared for, and they don't realize that until they get there. And so I think that feeling of being out of your element and uncomfortable but chasing something that is going to be worth it in the end. Definitely, I feel that in my music a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a collaboration that was super valuable to you early on that taught you something?
Definitely in the writing rooms, getting to write with huge songwriters that had no idea who I was until we got in the room was super valuable because I just got to sit there and learn from them. And I was obsessed with songwriting and songwriters when I got there, so I would watch interviews of these people and study their songs, but getting to watch how they work in the room in that collaboration sense was you can't put money on that. It's just insane.
Yeah, that is so, so cool. And all of this knowledge that you gained between when you moved there and when you started creating your first project, release project, Cherry Valley. What was kind of the timeline between when you got there and when you started writing that project?
I mean, I moved there in 2018, at the end of 2018, right when I turned 18, and it's 2025, so it's been a minute. I think I put so many songs out, singles, some EPs, but I was always working towards like a full body of work, a full album. And so I started recording that about a year ago, but probably writing for it a year before that. And just, I like when people release current songs that they like recently wrote. And so that was the timeline for me that I had to narrow down for sure.
Certainly. Cherry Valley is a fictional place. Is that correct?
Yes.
To a degree?
Yeah.
An inspiration, a place of inspiration. I read your Rolling Stone interview, and you detailed it as like a weird Alice in Wonderland world. Can you tell me a little bit about the story of this place?
Yeah, I think, honestly, I feel like the conceptualness of Cherry Valley, that inspiration is totally from like a lot of my pop influences, because I love the world building that like Halsey always did that, and I always thought it was cool, and as like a fan I loved grabbing onto that. Or even Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour, that was like a subtle concept to me, like it had like its own world. And so I wanted to do that, and I didn't quite know how. But I drove through this place called Cherry Valley in Tennessee, and I loved the name, and it just made me feel something. So I thought I would build a world around it, I guess.
I love that you use the word world building. I actually wrote that down in my notes, how incredible the world building is.
Thank you.
If one was to go to this place, what would it look like?
I mean, I picture it in like a holler, like in the base of the mountains, kind of secluded and away from real world, for lack of a better term. But yeah, in my head, it's just kind of idyllic, like Alice in Wonderland. And then maybe you go in the woods at night and you're like, oh, this is not what I thought it would be like. And that feels like super realistic to me. But I liked putting it in like a fantasy land and kind of just having a different twist on those feelings, and maybe like a more poetic, artistic way to say some feelings that I was feeling.
That is so cool. I was literally just having a chat with my friend Malia about this album, and she was telling me about how like deep she falls into this world when she listens to it.
I love that.
It's so impressive. It's so cool. I want to could you walk me through the story of this album? It's chronological.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to know more about that.
Oh my God. I feel like I didn't even know it was chronological till I was trying to make the track list, and my best friend Kennedy helped me, and I have somewhere the text that we wrote. It's like, this is when she realizes there's a little bitch on the side that this guy's with, But I feel like, yeah, the beginning is like, oh my God, I'm in this amazing world, and then halfway through it kind of unravels, and towards the end there's like a reckoning about that, for better or for worse, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a favorite like point in time in the timeline of this album?
I love Six String so much. It's kind of right in the middle, but I feel like it almost has its own timeline in that song. So you could really dissect that song harder, but I think it just like has a really weird turning point in the album.
Yeah, it is such a unique point in the album, and it has such a strong energy, and yeah, absolutely a turning point. When you were building the world of Cherry Valley, did that kind of come out, like manifest from you realizing that it was chronological, or did you go into it with the intention like, I am going to build this world?
I think I almost built the world before I knew it was going to be like a full album. It was kind of just like where my songs lived in my head. Like my Pinterest would be like called Cherry Valley or whatever, and I totally, I like to have a vibe set for things, and so that's what happened with that. But I think, when you're writing songs, you don't write them chronologically, because at least for me, I have to just write what I'm feeling that day, and different feelings come up at different times, and when you're not ready to talk about them yet, or it takes a longer minute for you to get there. So when I had this world all set, and then I had the songs that I really loved and was connected to, I was like, oh, this is a story. This is my story, so I can put it in chronological order because I know what went down.
What about this album would you say is signature to your sound?
I do feel like maybe like the sarcasm in Grudge and Bar Star is signature to my sound, but then also the other side of that, which is probably like Six String or Changed with the, really elegant, dramatic strings. I like both of those sides. I guess I just like intense feelings. I don't like to half-ass feelings in my writing, and so whichever one I'm feeling that day, I usually go all the way.
Yeah. Is there a emotion that you would, like, one word emotion that you would attribute to this album? Is that even possible?
I think just intense.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's happy and, comedic or really depressed and confused, very intense feelings. I feel everything to 100.
I was thinking about Cherry Valley being like a conceptual place on the way here, and it made me think about like when a state has like a state bird or something.
Yes.
What's the state bird of North Carolina? We'll start there.
Oh my God. I don't know. I actually don't know. I feel like it's something cute and sweet though. Like North Carolina is very lush and beautiful, so it's got to be something like that. Like our flower, I think, is the dogwood flower.
Oh, yeah.
Which is so cute.
Yeah, that's so lovely. I didn't mean to come on here and start quizzing you.
I mean, my favorite bird is a pigeon.
Yes.
But, a cardinal.
Cardinal.
Yeah.
Cardinal is the state bird. That's wonderful. I love cardinals.
Me too. That's cute. That's like a sign, an omen.
Absolutely. So naturally, my next question is: would you give Cherry Valley a state bird or like a state flower?
I feel like I picture a little lake with swans on it when I think of Cherry Valley, and because also swans can be so mean. Like they come out and they attack you, and I like the dichotomy of like something really beautiful that can fucking kill you.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I feel like that's to me what this world is.
And that's an incredible segue because I feel like Bar Star is kind of about someone that's really beautiful but also can totally screw you over. I want to talk a little bit about Bar Star. It's currently at number 3 on the Australian country radio
That's
airplay.
insane.
How does that make you feel, like that particular song being that high?
I mean, it's crazy because we wrote that song in like an hour and it was such a joke.
Are you serious?
Yes, one of my friends said that she calls herself a bar star when she goes to the bar, and I was like, that sounds like the type of men that I leave with.
Absolutely. Hey, been there.
Yeah.
That's so fine. Yes, it's charting in Australia, which is incredible, but it's also charting all over the world. I believe that Australia is just behind the UK and Canada after America, of course. Have you toured outside of Australia and America, like in those places as well?
I've done this festival in the UK and Europe called C2C, which is, I guess, kind of similar to CMC Rocks here. Mm-hmm. You like kind of travel around and do shows, and so I've done that once. And then I did a tiny little tour in Canada this year with little stops, and I loved both of them. I mean, the fans in the US are amazing, but it's shocking when you go somewhere else and they still care. Yeah,
I can imagine it's just a tad more special and wonderful.
It is. It's like magical.
You mentioned that it took you just an hour to write this song. Can you tell me about the story of writing that song?
I wrote this song with my ex-boyfriend, actually, which is hilarious. Yeah.
Was he a bar star?
Yes.
Yes.
Weird. And that's why.
And that's why we're here now. Yeah, certainly.
But yeah, I was like, well, I have to write it with you. Like, that's what you are.
Yeah.
And, yeah, if he gave me nothing else, which he didn't, he gave me this song. So I'm grateful for that. And I wrote it with also Topher Brown and Aaron Ratier, who are both amazing songwriters. And yeah, again, I just wanted to write something kind of loose and funny and satirical. I think it's funny to me when I see comments and they're like, this is terrible advice. And I'm like, I know, that's the point.
Yeah, exactly. It's such like it like encapsulates this mindset that after a few drinks you just fall into.
And we've all been there.
We have all been there.
So I had to like poke fun at myself and give the anthem for the girlies who get it.
Oh, certainly. The music video is such a blast as well.
It was so fun.
Yeah. Who was your co-star in that one?
Billy Bob Thornton.
What the hell? That is so cool. So how did that come about?
So Billy Bob Thornton's on this show called Landman, and he's also a songwriter, so he wanted to write some songs for the soundtrack of Landman, and someone at my label was working with him and suggested that we write together, and I don't know, we talked on the phone and felt very similar and had a connection, he feels like, I don't know, maybe my my little wise wizard friend.
Sure.
Like Dumbledore or something. But yeah, I went down to Texas and wrote like 7 songs with him. And so we got very close. There was a few other people there. And we like made a little family, it felt like. And so I was like, will you be in my music video? Because we're both going to be in Texas this day.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, he said yes. And so we had like a little fun day, open bar. It was so fun.
And you filmed it in Texas as well?
Yes, we filmed it in Fort Worth at this place called Magnolia's Motor Lounge.
Oh, that is so cool. The 7 songs that you wrote for the show, what was that like? Because that's a whole different animal, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a different kind of writing because it's less about like your personal story and artistry and more about the show and what would fit the show. And, you know, we were writing for episodes that weren't out. And so I got to lean on Billy Bob and then Mark Colley, who's also in the show, about what was needed and like what the vibe was. And so it was more of maybe like a task or an assignment. And I thought that was cool. It felt like a puzzle to figure out what would really fit a certain scene and how we would do that.
Do you find it more difficult to write like a song for/about a character when you have like a list of like what the song needs? Do you find that more difficult or more difficult tapping into your own emotions and being honest with yourself?
I think it's more difficult for me to step into someone else, like even a fictional character, which I'm learning to really love. I'm learning to like, you know, I love like cinematic music, so getting to write for cinema or TV is really cool to me, but it's definitely a different muscle in my brain because I can go into my own heart and brain and know what I'm feeling, and I really only write with people I'm pretty close with, so that's helpful. But yeah, it's like I said, it's like a puzzle when you're doing it in that different way.
What's it like when that puzzle comes together?
It's so special. Like when you get a call saying your song's going to be in something, it's just like, hell yeah, we did it. And it feels like, you know, everything's art. Like if you see a film or TV show, that's art. But I personally love when another layer of art is stacked on it. And so getting to like put music to visual art I'm obsessed with that.
You wrote 7 songs with Billy Bob. Did all of them end up in the show, or did you offer a selection and they picked from it?
Yeah, they picked from it. And
Okay.
I think I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. I mean, it's going to come out at
It'll
some
come out.
point.
Okay.
But yeah, for the next season, there's going to be some songs in there, which is really cool. And I don't know, it was so fun to write with Billy Bob too. He's such a great writer.
Yeah, for sure. And like stepping into that character that he had for your music video, was it? Because I guess I've never met him. I'm not sure what he's like in real life. Was it strange to see him in that character?
It was very surreal because I grew up watching him in movies, and he was always one of my favorite actors, like for real. So I met him as a songwriter in real life and as Billy Bob Thornton, like a human. But then when he came to do the music video, even though it was on such a smaller scale than what he usually does, it was crazy to see him in action, literally. Like he turns it on and he knows what to do, and you know, there's no lines. It was just a music video, but I was like, oh, he picked a character for this and he knows it and is sticking to it, and I thought that was really crazy to watch.
That is super impressive. The music videos contribute so much to the visual identity of everything, and like you mentioned before, like the Pinterest boards and the imagery of a lot of these inspirations that you've named, that visual identity is so important to their art, and evidently to yours as well, because in addition to the strength of the music, the visual identity is bulletproof.
Thank you.
Honestly. You've told me a little bit about what goes into cultivating it as far as like the Pinterest boards, for example, but I'm sure there's more that goes into it.
Totally. I mean, I have this little team of me and my best friends, Kennedy, Tracy, and Lily Nelson. Kennedy's my stylist and my roommate. And then Lily, I've been working with her since we were both in college, and she would shoot my shows for free, and now she tours with me on the road and is my photographer, and you know, she is such a brain behind all the creative stuff. But I think it just comes from us like drinking wine and sitting around and dreaming of our favorite things we've ever seen and how we could make our own version of them. You know, we take a lot of inspiration from, on this album, a lot from the 60s and the 50s and that type of visual art. And so we really wanted to lean into that and do it really big.
Have you ever made one of those like physical vision boards
Yes,
before?
I do that every New Year's.
Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, did you make a physical one for the visual identity of Cherry Valley?
Yeah, I have a whole like scrapbook of stuff, and I
Really?
honestly, I'm still adding to it because I think it'll be cool one day to look back on what was inspiring me at this time. But yeah, I made a whole thing for it, and Lily has one too. Kennedy has one, I'm pretty sure. We collect things, and I think that's what builds the world, is picking up the little nuggets and putting them all together in this very big concept.
Yeah. What kind of stuff would you stick in the book?
I love vintage stores, so I would look through books. A lot of like old books have illustrations in them. I would cut them out, or old magazines, and then sometimes like random fabrics I would find. I'd put them in there, or you know, old postcards or poetic things on them. Kind of just all of that, and you know, I like just texture, I guess, because I wanted the world and the music and the visuals to have like something you could dig your teeth into and then kind of pull back layers if you wanted to, or maybe if you don't, it's still beautiful, like one-dimensional, but I wanted there to be so much more if you wanted it.
If you wanted. Yes, those little gems that you find in the vintage stores are so special.
Best.
They're just the best. There was one like photo, like it was just a bucket of just photos, like old photos.
Love.
Just so cool. There was a photo of, the photo had been taken of a man driving, and the photo angle was the photographer sitting in the back of the car and like snapped a photo of him. He's got his sunglasses on. He's all cool. And then the writing on the back, which is the most special part. It says, "Handsome fellow, ain't he?" question mark. And I just like, this has to come home with me.
Yes, I think that's the thing too, is I will go somewhere or even a store when I'm trying to look at clothes, and I don't even know if I could describe like a whole specific personal style or vibe of things that I like. I just take things that make me feel something and that I'm like, that speak to me, I guess.
Yeah, you can't like necessarily put like a title on it. It's just an accumulation of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that very much. Also, in your Rolling Stone interview, you mentioned Lana, you mentioned Taylor, and you also mentioned Casey, who is when I first heard this album was immediately who I thought of, because she is that kind of tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
But also the word that I kept going to was cosmic, where I feel a similar feeling when I listen to your music as I do Casey's, because like the song starts and like the sky like gets big, like like everything just opens up, and like the sky just gets really big and it's really spacey and cosmic.
There's a lot of like really minimalistic country music right now, and I love that stuff. I listen to it so much, but I will always, you know, credit her with my nerve to be bigger than that, like just be, I guess, maximalist, you know. And I like the layers of things, and that honestly goes back to a lot of like vintage retro influences I have too, because a lot of female country artists in the 60s and 70s were very comedic and tongue-in-cheek and on top of all these strings and stuff, so I liked that dichotomy so much, and I feel like Casey is the modern version of that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was a kid, she was hearing like, oh my goodness, songs can be more than just that one dimension.
Totally.
It's so, I don't know, it's like so honest. I feel like humor in songs.
Yeah, and I think she's like the queen of simplicity, like lyrically, but it's also saying so much, rather than sometimes I feel like lyrics, especially in country, try to turn a phrase and then aren't saying anything at all. And she's just the opposite. I don't know. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, it's cool. I feel like one of the like the staples of country music is the punchline. Like, you know, like the name of the song, you'd think it'd mean one thing, but then the punchline is different in the chorus and whatnot. And there's ways to do it really good, and there's ways to do it super one-dimensional. But I feel like both you and Casey do it really good in that way.
You.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sweet.
Of course, I'm just being honest.
This episode of the Cowboy Cut is brought to you by Cowgirl Cozy Co., the small, sassy, Western-style clothing brand based right here in Australia. I'm actually wearing one of their tees here. Yeah, the exact same one that I had on when I sat down to meet with Carter Faith, and I have got to say it is the perfect mix of both comfort and Western charm. Cowgirl Cozy Co. is all about minimalistic comfort that still makes you feel cute and confident. Whether you're headed to a rodeo, a festival, or just hanging out with your girls, their tees, hoodies, and cozy essentials all have that Western twist that makes them totally charming and unique. So if you love supporting local brands that are both stylish and comfy, go check out Cowgirl Cozy Co. and embrace your inner cowgirl in style. You can find them on Instagram at Cowgirl Cozy Co., or you can head to their website to shop all of the latest drops. I'll be sure to link everything in the description as well, so go and check that out. Thank you so much, Cowgirl Cozy Co., for sponsoring this episode of the Cowboy Cut. Now, back to Carter.
We're back in Australia. You just did 2 shows, and you're on tour with Kelsey Ballerini.
Yes.
How's that been?
It's been so fun. I think she's such a star, and you know, I've toured with a lot of people, but it's cool to watch someone who I truly love their music, and I love what she stands for and how she performs, and so getting to watch her do that every night, I feel like I'm learning so much and also having just a great time as a fan.
Had you met Kelsey before this tour?
I've met her briefly at events and stuff, and I have to say, like, she's the kind of person that makes you feel like she cares about you, even like in a brief 5-second interaction, and I was always grateful for that, because you're a small town girl, you come to this town of people who you know of very well and who do not know you and do not need to be nice to you, but she always is.
That's great. What was it like when you got the call to be on this tour?
Oh my God, I was so excited. I mean, I love Kelsey, and then I also love Australia because I came to CMC Rocks in March, and me and my band had the absolute best time, and so when we were like, oh my God, we're going to go to Australia 2 times in 1 year, we were just like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So excited.
Very special. I did see you at CMC.
Oh my God.
It was so fun.
That was so fun. That feels like 5 years ago.
A lot's happened in between,
True.
for sure. What was it, when you first came to Australia, what was that experience like?
It was crazy. The flight, I mean, you know, coming from America.
Oh my word, yes.
The flight is dreadful and very scary. But once you've done it, you're like, I don't want to leave. Like, I don't know. It's just beautiful over here. Everyone's so nice. The food's great. The weather's great, at least when I've been here.
Very lucky. Yeah, in March, I mean, now it's hot. It's just hot all the time.
It's so hot. I got the craziest sunburn at Bondi the other day. I was like, cool.
It's kind of a rite of passage, you know? Yeah, 100% the Bondi sunburn. We've all been there. Oh my goodness. And CMC, it's just one show. Like, it's the one festival. So coming all the way over here to do it, it's a big deal.
Huge deal. And when you're, you know, offered an opportunity like that, it's hard to say no, just because, again, like, why else would I get to come to Australia? And so, yeah, when you're offered that, you have to do it.
You have to take it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're in the middle of this tour with Kelsey. You just did 2 shows in Sydney, and you said you're going to Melbourne tomorrow, which is very exciting.
Yes.
What can people expect from your live show when they come to see you?
I think I play a lot of songs off the record, which is cool because it's kind of our first time playing them full band, because I put it out in October, and that was after I finished my summer touring in America. So this is the first time we're playing a lot of these songs full band live. And then my band just loves to rock out. Like, we don't use tracks or anything, so it's very free-flowing, and I don't know, we're just having the best time up there. So it is kind of like that Southern rock feel. Like, it feels like a band, I guess.
Yeah, that's super cool. And you literally just announced your upcoming American tour. Is that right?
My first headline tour.
Headline tour. Oh my God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is just the coolest thing ever. Is there a particular place that you're going to that you're excited for?
I'm excited to play in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm from.
Of course.
Because my grandparents can't travel anymore, so they'll get to come to those shows, and
How special.
I'm just excited to play for a crowd that's mine.
Yes, and I know that room is going to be packed.
I hope so.
That's really cool. Which venue is it at?
It's called the Neighborhood Theater.
Neighborhood Theater.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's right downtown. I mean, I saw so many shows growing up there.
That's really special. Well, if anyone's in North Carolina listening, get a ticket, all right?
You better.
You better. Do you have any plans? Well, you have this tour coming up, of course, but do you have any plans for international touring afterwards?
I'm going to Europe and the UK with Tucker Wetmore in April.
Yes.
I think all of April will be over there, so I'm super stoked for that.
That is cool. I was just in Nashville and I saw him play at a whiskey jam.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a blast.
He's so fun and he's so sweet.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. I'm really excited to see those videos when they come.
And that'll be like a little trio setup for me, so it'll be more intimate and just special.
How do you select? Because, like, of course, when you have a headline tour, you get to play, like, pretty much all of the songs.
Yeah.
But when you're opening, how do you select, like, which ones are most special for that moment?
I know, it's crazy. My band really helps me because they're super invested in the music, which I'm very grateful for. But I think, I really think about, like, what the vibe of the tour is. Like, if I'm playing for Tucker, I want to bring out some bangers a little bit. But then also, when you're opening, I kind of like to have those more sentimental moments too. So a wider range, but I don't know. Somehow we figure it out every time, but it's always different.
Because when you're opening, like, often that's like the first time, like, someone is seeing you or hearing of you. So you have to, like, of course you consider that when you're picking the songs, I can imagine, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I guess I want some moments to, like, wow people with my voice or wow people with the lyrics. And then I like to make sure, or at least try to, that there's a song for everybody in there, because usually there's a whole wide array of different types of people, and they do not know who I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give them the whole, the buffet.
Yes, like a little tasting platter.
Exactly, a little flight of Carter songs. I love that very much. Also, like, you got so much going on. Like you said, this year has felt like 5 years. I want to know about Heartland.
Oh my gosh, crazy.
Okay. So I would love a little bit of context for someone who's never heard of Heartland and that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not out yet, so I guess no one has heard of it.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know when it will be out, but we just filmed it. It's a movie, and I'm in it with Jessica Chastain. Ross Lynch is in it. Garrett Hedlund.
Ross Lynch.
I know.
That's hey, I'm jealous.
I was like, oh my god, Teen Beach Movie forever.
Yes, I love that movie so much, and no one knows it. I'm like,
That's
guys,
hilarious. I watched it with my friends right before I went to film because I was like, for the nostalgia.
Absolutely. Oh my god, yes.
But yeah, it's a movie. It's about, I'm a country singer in it, and some shit goes down, and they have to figure it out.
They have to figure it out. Okay, and so do you have any, like, history of acting?
No.
Okay.
No.
So was it weird?
It was so terrifying and scary, but it was awesome. I've been singing now professionally for however long, and so getting to do something I'd never done before, but that was still artistic, and I love film, like I said, so getting to be a part of, like, a different version of that was just really exciting, and I don't know, it was anxiety-inducing, but I also loved it so much, so I don't know, it was just, like, a crazy experience for sure.
Absolutely. And it's so interesting because, like, getting up on stage and, like, for huge crowds and still getting nervous when you have to do something a little bit new, even if it's, like, a similar idea. Did you do any, like, mentorship, or did you just jump right in?
I kind of just jumped right in. I did call Billy Bob because I was like, you know how to act.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you could help me.
Yeah.
But he was like, you just... Again, I'm a performer, so I have that innate thing in me, but he was like, you just have to be the character. Like, you can take lessons and stuff maybe later, but I had to film right after I got the part. And I just tried my best to turn into the character and really put my mind there, and that's what he said. He's like, you have everything you need to be an actor. Everyone does. It's just the willingness to go there and to like embarrass yourself, honestly, because a lot of moments in movies are like moments that you don't show people in real life, I think.
Yeah.
And like feelings like that are private moments, but now are on a screen.
Yeah.
And so having to do that was very scary, but like I know how all those feelings feel because I'm a human.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
You just have to tap into what's already there.
Gotta
almost.
tap in.
Was it kind of a thing where like you and your team like went for the part, or did they come to you?
There was, I guess this is how it works. I don't really understand. I think you like people share like people spread auditions or something or like the script. And my management doesn't just do music. They do like even athletes and stuff. So they got this script and there was a country singer part in it. And so I was like, yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
I've never, like literally don't know what I'm doing, but I'll try it. And then I got the part. So that was crazy.
That is really, really impressive. Do you plan to do any more acting in the future?
I hope so. I really love horror movies.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
And I think that would be crazy to do a horror movie.
Yeah, because you just get to scream and flail around.
I can do that.
I can do that. Absolutely. Is there like, okay, I wouldn't want to get too much into acting because I'm here to focus on the music. So I'll reframe this question. Give me your dream collaboration for music and songwriting and singing, and then your dream collaboration for a hypothetical movie that you would star in.
Okay, my dream collaboration music-wise, I always say like Eric Church, Lana, or Casey.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can pick between them.
That's okay.
I'd like to write with all of them and sing with all of them one day. So that's my trinity there. And then acting, I have a weird obsession with Tom Cruise because I love the Mission Impossible movies.
As you should. As you should.
I mean, he does his own stunts.
Yeah, exactly.
So, love that.
One less
love
guy
him.
you need to hire for the movie.
Exactly. And then I also love Kyle MacLachlan because I love David Lynch, and Twin Peaks is my favorite show, so it would be cool to work with him.
That is so cool. What would the movie be about, this hypothetical movie?
Oh my God. I'm like, can we like bring back Mission Impossible 1 and redo it? And like, I'm the girl.
Yes.
And I can die in it. It's fine.
It's fine.
I would love to.
I would love to die in front of Tom Cruise. Honestly.
Yes.
Just let it happen.
Just say the word.
I'll be there. You don't even have to pay me. It's okay.
Exactly.
That is so good. Okay, so it would definitely be like an action vibe. Do you think you would do the soundtrack as well?
I would love to. I mean, like all the Bond soundtracks are obviously legit and iconic. And so I would love to do like the most dramatic cinematic soundtrack ever one day.
Yeah, absolutely. So much drama, and even it's translating into the visuals of the album as well, and the music videos. I mean that's kind of acting to a degree. Hey?
Yeah, it is. I think like I had to reframe my mind that I like kind of do this, and like even on stage, I'm like kind of acting because I'm pretty introverted, and being on stage is like definitely going out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Or like even acting when you're at a party and you don't want to be there and gotta pretend like you do.
Yeah, certainly. When you are like creating the music videos, I mean you have to of course like place it in this world. Do you like have an idea and you're like, guys, we're doing this, or do you go in and be like, okay, guys, what do we do?
I'm typically bringing an idea. I'm a control freak for sure. But I also, like, when I'm writing songs, usually I already can see the music video. And so that's super important for me to, like, the integrity of what I was feeling when I literally wrote the song. And then the music video that we probably film maybe a year later.
Yeah.
I usually want it to be what I felt in the beginning. But yeah, like, the Betty music video, my grandma plays bingo with all her.
It's your grandmother?
She's not in it, but she inspired it. I just thought the name Betty was kind of, more vintage.
Yeah, certainly.
More old. And it reminded me of my grandma. And she plays bingo with her friends at the old folks' home. And I was like, I don't know how we would do this, but what if the guy's cheating, or she thinks he's cheating, but it's really his grandma? And then
I love it.
There's bingo involved, and I think it should be here. And then people usually help me tie all the ideas together.
Yeah. Oh, just wrap it up in a nice bow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll show up.
Show up, and it'll be all edited in post, naturally. I love that very much. Do you have a message for lack of a better word, to fans of yours who are just discovering you? What would you have, like a blanket statement for them to walk in with?
I think, I feel like this album really has an array of things, maybe like sonically and lyrically. And so I guess I just hope that people take the time to listen to it in full. And I feel like there's something on it for everybody. So I hope that they find their song and their story that they see themselves in, because that's really important to me as a fan.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to be able to offer that to people who know my music and who have literally never heard of me.
Yeah.
And might never listen again, but maybe found like a little piece of themselves in it.
Yeah.
That's special to me.
I love that very much. So for all of these fans to be, where can they find you?
I'm on all the socials, as we all are. My name's Carter Faith, and most of my stuff is just Carter Faith. And then, I'm on all Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all the things.
Pandora, YouTube,
Tidal.
They got a lot of
They
services.
got everything.
It's hard to keep up, honestly. That's why you need to have your team.
Very true. Very true.
Well, Carter, thank you so much for coming all the way to Australia and being here for the fans and being here today for me. I'm very grateful.
Oh my God, I'm grateful for you.
Oh my gosh,
my fellow American in Oz.
Yeah, hey, you gotta have a couple here and there,
Yes.
right? Naturally, amazing. Well, best of luck with the rest of your
Thank
tour
you.
and everything you do. I'm so excited to see Heartland.
Thank you. Yes, me too.
Yeah. Bye.